The Nigeria-Biafra Civil War remains one of the most impactful events in West African history. More than 50 years later, many still don't fully understand how it began, why it happened, or how deeply it changed the people and the nation forever. This is not just a story about war. It is a story about fear, power, hope, and survival. A story shaped by colonial borders, political crisis, and the struggle for identity in a new nation searching for direction. Today, we explore the deeper origins, the turning points, and the lasting legacy of this historic conflict. 1. Colonial foundations. To truly understand the war, we must go back long before 1967 to the era of British colonial rule. Nigeria, as it exists today, was not a natural nation. It was created by merging many different peoples, cultures, kingdoms, and languages into one colony in 1914. The North had ancient emirates with strong centralized authority. The West had kingdoms and political sophistication influenced by the Oyo Empire. The East had decentralized communities where power was shared among elders and village groups. These differences were deep, and the British ruled each region differently, leaving behind imbalance and competition. When independence came in 1960, Nigeria inherited a country united on paper but divided in reality. 2. Early political tensions. After independence, Nigeria's first republic tried to build democracy, but the nation struggled with political rivalry. Elections were tense, census numbers were disputed, and disagreements between regions grew stronger. The three dominant political blocs, Northern, Western, and Eastern, each sought control of the federal government. Instead of unity, mistrust spread. Newspapers published sharp criticisms, political alliances broke down, and citizens increasingly supported leaders from their own ethnic groups. By 1965 and 1966, the young nation was at a breaking point. Tension was rising and stability was slipping away. 3. The first coup. On January 15, 1966, young military officers carried out Nigeria's first coup. The coup shocked the nation. Some political leaders were killed, and the military stepped into governance for the first time. Major General Johnson Agi Ironsi took power and attempted to unify the country. But his reforms were misunderstood and mistrusted, especially in the north. Rumors spread, emotions rose, and soon another coup followed. 4. The counter-coup and widespread crisis. In July 1966, a counter-coup took place. Violence erupted in many parts of the north, especially targeting people who had migrated from the east. Families fled across regions to escape attacks and tension. Millions of people relocated, searching for safety in their home regions. The nation was breaking apart, socially, emotionally, and politically. 5. Failed peace talks. As the crisis deepened, military leaders attempted peace negotiations. One of the key attempts was the Aburi meeting in Ghana. There, Eastern Region leader Lieutenant Colonel Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu insisted on a loose federation to protect lives and restore trust. But the agreement collapsed after the leaders returned to Nigeria. Both sides accused each other of breaking the terms. The road to peace closed, and the road to conflict opened. 6. Declaration of Biafra. On May 30, 1967, the Eastern region declared itself an independent nation called the Republic of Biafra. To them, it was a step taken for survival, protection, and self-determination. The federal government rejected the declaration and launched what it called police action, expecting a quick end. But it was not quick. It became a full-scale civil war, a conflict that would last 30 months. 7. The war itself. The war spread across the country. Nigerian forces advanced from multiple directions. Biafran forces resisted strongly despite limited resources. Key towns changed hands repeatedly. Military strategies evolved. Young soldiers, many barely out of school, found themselves on the front lines. Across both sides, communities faced hardship. Families were separated, markets closed, and roads became unsafe. For millions of ordinary Nigerians, survival became the daily focus. In life during wartime, as the conflict continued, life became more difficult. Food became scarce. Transport and communication collapsed. Many families relied on help from neighbors, relatives, and local groups. Despite the suffering, people showed remarkable resilience. Communities built support networks. Inventors created improvised technology. People used creativity to survive the harshest conditions. 9. International attention. The world watched the conflict unfold. Some countries supported the Nigerian government. A few offered limited support to Biafra. Humanitarian organizations tried to deliver relief, while foreign governments attempted to negotiate peace. The conflict became one of the most discussed crises of its time, sparking global debate about unity, independence, and humanitarian responsibility. 10. The end of the war. By late 1969, the conflict was reaching its final phase. Biafra's territory had been reduced and negotiations resumed. On January 15, 1970, Biafra formally surrendered. The Nigerian government declared, "No victor, no vanquished." The war was over, but healing would take decades. 11. The legacy. The Nigeria-Biafra Civil War left deep marks, politically, socially, and emotionally. Families were changed forever. Communities struggled to rebuild trust. The nation moved forward, but memories remained. Today, discussions about the war continue, not to reopen old wounds, but to understand history, promote unity, and ensure that such conflict never happens again. The story of the Nigeria-Biafra Civil War is a reminder that peace is fragile, and that unity must be built with justice, respect, and understanding. History does not erase pain, but it teaches us how to create a better future.